welcome to Black Friday with Brittany Kennedy. Today is June 5th, 2020, and I hope you guys are staying safe out there. I know right now it's a very critical time in America for everybody. We've got COVID-19, but more importantly right now we've got the protesting going on. And I'm very concerned with our people for two reasons. COVID-19, number one, but number two, just the dangers of what's going on out there and all of the arrest and the injuries that is happening. I hope you guys are staying safe. Please, by all means, wear your mask. I know it's going to be very challenging to prevent yourself from getting coronavirus while you're protesting, but be aware that we are still in the middle of a pandemic that has not changed. So please, guys, be as careful as you possibly can and be safe. Be safe. I can't stress that enough. I'm scared for my people out there that are fighting this fight, and I applaud you all. Unfortunately, I cannot join with you because I'm a mother, and that's who I live for, number one. But I am there in spirit, and I'm doing everything that I possibly can to make sure that I uplift my people during this time. It is a very, very dark and scary time. So for those of you guys that are new to Black Friday with Brittany Kennedy, this is a space where I like to talk about socioeconomic issues in the Black community that are too taboo to talk about. I talk about them here. The thought process is that we will start to create awareness, and that awareness will also lead to solutions. I think it's working. People are paying attention. People are tuning in, and I think right now the climate for us is very, very high to make a difference and to unite and get rid of all this hatred against us. I think we are learning, and I'm, like I said, very scared for those of us that are out there protesting, and actually I'm scared for all of us in general. I'll talk more about that next week. I'm thinking a lot about what the results are of these protests, how it's going to affect us, how it's going to help us, what the consequences, may possibly be. But anywho, that's for next week. Last week I posted a video titled Black People, Social Media is Your Best Defense Against Racism. And I think I probably should have gave it a better title. But I can't really think of anything for right now. But ideally what I was talking about is when you're in a situation where you are faced with racism in that specific moment, whether or not somebody is yelling at you, whether or not you're in a business and you're not getting proper customer service because of the fact that you're Black, whether or not they are open about it or silent about it, whatever the case is, I feel like we should be recording, especially when it's police brutality. Hands down, get your camera out, record. Get your phone out and your camera, record, right? And a lot of people disagreed with me. They felt like that was not your best defense. A lot of people felt like, fuck that, get out there, help me. If you see me in danger, if the police are doing what they're doing to me, police brutality, please help me. I'm just gonna sit here for a second and think about that. How are we gonna help you? How are we going to help you besides record? What can we do? If you're in a George Floyd situation, right? 4 police officers, they all have guns. That's 4 guns, right? And he's got his knee in your neck, and there's 3 other officers on you. And you're a 17-year-old girl, bystander, minding your own business, getting ready to go get some things from the market. And you start to witness this situation. What is she supposed to do? What is a bystander supposed to do? Do you expect her? Do you expect us to intervene by pulling the policeman off of you? Punch him in the face? What exactly are we supposed to do in a situation like that? What is our best method and way of assisting you in this injustice? Get your camera out. I am appalled at how many people are coming against this woman, Darnella Frazier, because she chose to get her cell phone out and record. You guys feel like she should have done something different. She should have helped. The 17-year-old girl should have put her life in danger by getting in between a police officer, 4 police officers, and a black man. How was that situation going to end up? Because I can guarantee you, if George Floyd was not going to die, if they were not ready to kill him, if that was not already their agenda, it certainly was going to be the moment she stepped in, or anybody else witnessing. Hands down. There was no doubt about it. Had she stepped in, had anybody else stepped in, it wouldn't have just been George Floyd's life. It would have been her life and everybody else that stepped in. You just escalate a situation. There is nothing that anybody can do to help you physically in that situation. They can call the police. They can report it. They can record it. That's it. I'm sorry. If I'm in that situation and I'm witnessing, I'm of course going to want to step in and help you. But I know physically I can't. The moment I do, I'm a dead woman. And so are you. So please stop badgering this woman and hating on this woman and making her feel like shit because she didn't do something more. And all of you guys that are spreading this idea that people should do more because you think you would do more, and maybe you would. Maybe you are ready to die. But think about that, because the moment that you do that, not only are you ready to die, but you're ready to get the other person killed because you don't know if they're about to kill them. Police brutality is horrible. Murder as a result of police brutality is a whole nother ballgame. So if you see a police officer punching somebody, using excessive force, I understand it's wrong, and your first inkling you may think that the best thing is to go and step in. Some of you think that that's your best method. That is not your best method. Not unless you're looking at being 6 feet under immediately. And you're also going to send that person 6 feet under as well, because you do not know if the outcome would have been different had you not stepped in. So please, do not step in physically. Get your camera out and record. As long as you are not in the way preventing them from this arrest, it's completely legal. If they tell you you can't record, tell you to turn your cell phone off or whatever, no, that's not true. So I want to look at this article that I found in regards to the shit that you guys are saying about this woman, or this girl, not woman, 17-year-old girl, who recorded instead of jumping in the way that you guys think she should have. This is from insider.com. The article is titled, "If It Wasn't For Me, 4 Cops Would Have Still Had Their Jobs. Teen Who Recorded George Floyd's Arrest Defends Herself Against Online Backlash." Shame on you guys for even giving her any kind of backlash. Anyway, it says, Darnella Frazier, the 17-year-old who recorded former Minneapolis police officer David Chauvin kneeling on George Floyd's neck before he died, told TMZ she is traumatized after sharing the video because of hate she's receiving online. Frazier told the outlet that people are criticizing her for not getting involved during the encounter and instead of filming the arrest. According to a post on her Facebook page, Frazier said she was scared to get involved because of what might have happened. Smart woman, a smart girl. You should have not gotten involved in that way. I don't expect anyone who wasn't placed in my position to understand why and how I feel the way that I do. Mind you, I am a minor, 17 years old. Of course I'm not about to fight off a cop. I'm scared, what the fuck, she wrote. Frazier added that despite the critics, she credited her video for the termination of the arresting officer to knelt on Floyd's neck for more than 8 minutes, and the other officers involved. Fighting would have got someone else killed, or in the same position George, may he rest in peace, was in. If it wasn't for me, 4 cops would have still had their jobs, causing other problems. My video went worldwide for everyone to see and know. His family was reached out to, she wrote. The police most definitely would have swept it under the rug with a cover-up story. Instead of bashing me, thank me, because that could have been one of your loved ones and you would want to see the truth as well. Anyone with something negative to say, please block me. I'm not forcing you to watch me. And she goes on. Come on, guys. This is bullshit. You guys are making this girl feel bad for even sharing the video because you guys are coming at her saying she should have done something different. There's nothing she could do. She did the best she could. Literally did the best she could. And that's probably, in the moment of that situation, given all circumstances, it's a really, really good thing that she was in the mind frame to even think to grab her phone. Because some people would have been in a state of shock and a lot of other things. But then again, you guys tend to just record everything that you see anyway. So maybe you would pull the cell phone out and record anyhow. But what else was she going to do, guys? There's nothing else for her to do. And there's nothing else for you to do if you witness that situation but pull your cell phone out. If you want to jump in front of a gun, by all means, go ahead. If you want to, put your neck underneath there instead of his, I don't know. I don't know how that situation could have gone any differently besides what she did. She did the best thing, which is why I posted the video I did last week that in the face of racism, social media, recording is your best ally. But anyhow, let's move on to see what ACLU has to say about it. ACLU is American Civil Liberties Union, and they've got an article up here basically letting us know to know your rights. It says what you can do if you think you're witnessing police abuse or brutality. Stand at a safe distance and, if possible, use your phone to record video of what is happening. As long as you do not interfere with what the officers are doing and do not stand close enough to obstruct their movements, you have the right to observe and record events that are plainly visible in public spaces. Do not try to hide the fact that you are recording. Police officers do not have a reasonable expectation of privacy when performing their jobs, but the people they are interacting with may have privacy rights that would require you to notify them of the recording. In many states, you must affirmatively make people aware that you are recording them. So, make sure you are in one of those states. I think that somebody who is going through a situation like that, where you are helping them by recording, I don't think they're going to be offended if you accidentally somehow don't get their permission, but it's out there. So I'll make sure I put the link below. You can go and check it out yourself so that you can know what state you're in and whether or not you need to do that. Next, police officers may not confiscate or demand to view your photographs or video without a warrant, and they may not delete your photographs or video under any circumstances. If an officer orders you to stop recording or orders you to hand over your phone, you should politely but firmly tell the officer that you do not consent to doing so, and remind the officer that taking photographs or video is your right under the First Amendment. Be aware that some officers may arrest you for refusing to comply, even though their orders are illegal. The arrest would be unlawful, but you would need to weigh the personal risk of arrest, including the risk that officer may search you upon arrest, against the value of continuing to record. Whether or not you are able to record everything, make sure to write down everything you remember, including officer's badge and patrol car numbers, which agency the officers were from, how many officers were present, and what their names were. Any use of weapons, including less lethal weapons such as tasers or batons, and any injuries suffered by the person stopped. If you are able to speak to the person stopped by police after the police leave, if you are able to speak to the person stopped by police after the police leave, they may find your contact information helpful in case they decide to file a complaint or pursue a lawsuit against the officers. So, this is what the ACLU, who has been an established organization for 100 years, is saying is your best line of defense in the face of witnessing police brutality. Nowhere does it say jump in. Nowhere does it say anything like that. So, literally, the only thing you can do is record and try your best to remember everything it talked about. It's not jumping in, guys. And those of you that are spreading that complete ridiculous ignorance that is the best method, you need to be silenced, honestly. It's freedom of speech, I understand. You can say whatever you want to say, but you should not be spreading that ignorance to other people, because you're going to get our people killed, and we're already being killed just for the color of our skin. We do not need an added issue. Do not jump in. It's not wise. Okay? And leave this poor girl alone and stop making her feel like shit for not doing something more. There was nothing more she was going to do. And to be honest, there's probably nothing more than the majority of you saying this crap would do in that situation, or going to do in that situation, if you're ever in that situation, which, God willing, you will not be. So, stop throwing stones at that girl. She did the best she could. And to be honest, she probably did the same thing you would tell your daughter to do. So, please, be safe. In the face of police brutality, in the face of racism, your best option, honestly, is to report. It's not to get involved. You're going to escalate the situation. You're going to get yourself killed and others. Okay? That's my 2 cents for the week. Please like this lovely video. Share it. Subscribe to it. Leave comments. I do respond. Thank you so much for checking it out. Ciao.